So the next topic is actually quite short. So again, this is why I could spend a lot of time on the previous topic, because it was quite difficult. What we're going to look at today is what's called a sequence. So informally, can anybody tell me what a sequence is?
Sequence is it?
Yep. What else? So give me other keywords.
Numbers that are added up in certain.
Not necessarily adding up. Yeah. The keywords I'm looking for are like a list, progression, pattern, progress. Basically, a sequence is any kind of ordered list of numbers that follow some kind of rule. So for example, 4, 8, 12, dot, dot, dot. That's a sequence. What would you say the rule here is? Plus 4. 2, 1, 0, minus 1, dot, dot, dot. Minus 1. So a sequence is any ordered list of numbers that follow a rule. So even with just that definition, we can go straight into the first example, and we have to figure out what's the next number. Minus 1, 1, 4, 8. Oh, you're in trouble.
What's up?
Oh, big trouble.
Telegram, Instagram.
Oh yeah, lots of trouble here. Okay. Have a look at this. Can anybody figure out what the rule is? How we could get the next number here?
Yes.
What do we think the next number is?
22.
Is it? Because minus 1 to 1, what do I add?
26.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Plus 2 plus
If you figure it out, minus 1 to 1, what do I add? 2. 1 to 4? 3. And then 4, 5, 6. So I have to add 7 to get the next number. Let's do one. Let's do one more. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11.
Plus
Yeah, plus 2. So the next one, 13. Okay. Right. Now, there is a better way to be doing this. We can write out the formula for it. So we need some notation. So generally speaking, if we have a sequence like, let's call it x, we write the first term, we call it x1. The second term, we call it x2. The next term, we call it x3, and so on. So you could write down a formula. You could say something like xn would equal 1 plus 2n. So for example, if I want x1, that's the first term. So the n is equal to 1. So what's 1 plus 2 times 1?
3.
3. The second term, n is equal to 2. So that would be 1 plus 4, which is 5. And then the next term, n would equal 3. So 1 plus 6, so that's 7. So you can write you can write the rule out as a formula. So here's an example of one. So let's go back to my examples, this one here. As a formula, we could say, any ideas? xn equals, oh well, actually, funny enough, as a coincidence, it's almost like what I've just done there, isn't it? Can anyone try and imagine what the formula could be here?
And minus 1.
Minus 1 plus 1.
Yeah, very good. Minus 1 plus 2n would do it. So if n is 1, what do I get here?
It's
1. And if n is 2?
It's 3.
3. And if n is 3?
4.
No, 2 times 3 is 6 minus 1, 5. So this is called a general formula. So let's have a look at an example now.
We didn't
I will give you like 20 seconds to write this down. Is it too difficult to write and listen?
Not too difficult.
Sorry, no, let me phrase that. Is it too difficult to write, listen, and think at the same time? Yes? Only 2 of the 3 can happen, but not all 3, yes?
Yes, can do that.
Oh, yes, okay, yes. So I need to have 2 separate speeds in the class, yeah? Multitasking. Sorry, it's actually listen, write, think, and translate. Yes?
Computer.
One is x and equal to minus 1 plus 2n.
That's the second example I did there.
It's formula.
No, it's just an example. There's no rules yet. There's no rules yet. Oh,
Daddy's calling.
your father's calling.
Yeah. Let me answer, please.
No way are you answering the phone. This is distracting me. I'll leave it here. You can tell him after class. The big bad maths teacher wouldn't let you talk in class. Okay, now I'm going on to a new page. If you don't have it down, I'm sorry, you'll have to copy it from someone. Okay, so example. I tell you the formula UN equals 4 plus 7n. And I want the first 3 terms. So if I want the first term, I make n equals to 1. Yeah, so what's, if n is 1, what do I get?
It's
11. If n is 2,
it's
18. And if n is 3, 25, etc. So I would say something like, given this rule here, give me the first 3 terms. And the answer would be 11, 18, 25. So again, that's fine. What would be, for example, the 10th term?
you place n with 10.
Yeah, so you'd get 74. Okay. This is what you might call a direct formula, because it directly tells you each term. What I'm going to do next is what's called a recursive formula. Recursive formula. How do these, yes?
Will this formula be given in exam?
Oh, absolutely. It'll be, here's the formula, generate the first 3 terms. And for example, here is a recursive formula. Let me do something like this. Okay. This looks very different. What is missing in this formula?
The x.
The n. There's no like 1 in the previous one you see, whoops, you see where you have 4 plus 7n. There's no n in this formula. That's because this formula tells you what the next term in the sequence is based off of what the current term is. So if I tell you to start at 5, what you do is you put 5 into this formula as the term. So 1 plus 5 is 6 over 2, 3. And then what you do is you take the 3 and you put it into the formula again. 1 plus 3, 4 over 2, 2. And then we take the 2 again and put it in. 1 plus 2, 3 over 2, yeah, 1.5, etc.
What about 8?
No. I really have to be moving on speed. You can watch the video to listen to it again, okay?
What about n?
What about n? You see, let me maybe clarify here. This term here means the next term in the sequence, whereas this expression here means the end term, the current term, the term you're on. So for example, if you start at 5, that is the term you're on. And if you want the next term, what you do, you put it into the formula as for x. 1 plus 5 is 6 over 2 is 3. And then if you want the next term, you put it in again. 1 plus 3 over 2, and so on. Does anybody know the word recursive in English? What does it mean? Recursive.
Repeating.
Special type of repeating though.
Repeat after.
Constant.
No. Recursive means repeating. It means a sequence. But the key thing about the word recursive is that the sequence is going back inside of itself. Okay? So recursive means repeat, but something that's going back inside of itself. So you see here, each number always goes back in to make the next number. This is the meaning of the word recursive. Okay? I'll do another one here of this one. Example. This is just my own one here. UN plus 1 equals 1 plus 2 UN. And I tell you to start at 6. So the first one is 6. Who thinks they can tell me what the next one is? 6 times 2?
12, 13.
13. And then you put 13 back in. 2 times 13? 26 plus 1, 27. And then 27 goes back in, which is 54 plus 1,
55.
etc. So you see, each time your answer goes back in to make the next answer. So this is the meaning of the word recursive. So what I'm going to do is give you all an example to try. I'll go down here. So I want you to do these two examples. I say xn equals 1 plus 5n, and then that's a direct one, and then I'll give you an example of a recursive one. Starts off with and then, by the way, for recursive, I have to tell you where to start. So I'll tell you to start with here 6. I'd like you to do both of these. I want you to give me up to and including term number 4. So I want the first 4 in each. So I'll give you a minute to try that. Try that now, please. What is the first one here? 6. The next one? 11. 16. And then last one? 21. Etc. Okay, now work on this one. Tell me the first one. Well, you know the first one already is 6.
N not equals N here.
Say again?
N not equals.
In which one here? Here? On the right?
No, the
1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 terms. Right, what's the first term here? Well, 6, because I tell you it's 6. Now, how to find the next term?
11.
16.
So
All right.
6.
Pause.
11.
You know what I need done.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to. You know I don't like this. Please fix it.
I'll-
All right, okay, fine. All right, first one's 6. What's next?
16.
11.
No, 11, because the next term is 5 plus the term you're on.
Yeah.
Next one?
After 16.
16, and then the next one?
20.
Now the reason I did this example was to show you can make the same sequence sometimes by using a direct formula and sometimes by using a recursive formula. But which one is usually better to deal with, do you think?
Because
No, the direct one. Because for example, if I said here, what is the 100th term? What would it be? 501. Whereas here, if I said what is the 100th term, you would have to go through the list until you get to term 100. So generally speaking, this is preferred. But it's not always possible to write the same sequence both ways. Sometimes sequences can only be described this way. Okay? So direct and recursive representation.
Okay.
Yes?
What if you multiply 6 by 99?
Yeah, but see, what you're really doing there in your head is you figured out that this is actually the same as that. What I'm saying is sometimes you cannot find a simpler formula for this, and the only way to do it is by going through each one by one. Okay? I think, no, forget it. Right, can you write that down? I have one more thing to show you. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Right, next one now. The last thing to show you now is a sequence can do 3 different things. Let me show you each. The first one is a sequence could go something like this: 5, 50, 5,001, 5 million. This sequence is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it will continue to do so. You describe this sequence as being divergent. So if a sequence appears to just get bigger without end, you describe it as being divergent. So, would you say this sequence is divergent?
No.
Ah, it is, because it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to keep going until it gets to infinity without stopping.
Even
This one here, yeah. In fact, all of the sequences I've done is getting bigger and bigger, except maybe this one here. It's not really running away to infinity, it's kind of slowing down. Okay. Next one. A sequence could do something like this. 5, look up here please, 5.5, 5.75, 5.875, and so on. It's not right to say that this sequence is increasing to infinity because it appears to behave like it's blocked. It can't go past a certain number. In this example, what would you say that number could be, that it's not passing? 6. So it's not going to infinity. It looks like it's moving towards the number 6. When this happens, we describe it as being convergent. The sequence is moving to a finite number, not an infinite term. Nope, and it will just get closer and closer to 6. So the next number will be like 5.9 or something, you know. Okay. And then the last one is that the sequence does something like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what's happening here? It's just stuck in a cycle, a repeating cycle. Anyone have an idea what this one might be called? Oh. Yeah, well, good, repeating, yeah, no, it's not this. What did you say? Periodic. Like periodic table, yeah, sure. So it means repeating. What do you want? You can get it at the end. Mine? No, I'm exempt. You know, there could be an emergency. What happens if I have to call an ambulance because someone faints after doing too much maths? No. These are all real concerns. Right, look, listen. I need to be moving a little bit faster in class. I believe maybe some of your other teachers have expressed this concern.
Yeah, maybe chemistry.
Maybe chemistry, yes. Maybe biology too. No? All right, well, I guess that's just a private concern he shared with me. So anyways, I'm now telling you too, I need to be moving a little bit faster as well, okay? So if you are confused, if something doesn't make sense to you, the best time to see me is when?
Friday.
What time?
3.
Oh, good. So what I want you to do for homework is 5 from each.
Any 5.
The first 5 from each. Wait, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Listen carefully, please. I need you to do the first 5 from each. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at question 5, all right, look at the last one, please. I ask you to tell me if the sequence is convergent, divergent, or periodic. From number 4. So when you do number 4, you need to do number 5 at the same time. Each time you get an answer in number 4, you need to also state what type of sequence is it. Convergent, divergent, or periodic. What's up?
Do you pick the 5?
No, first 5.
First 5 from 0 to 1 to 4.
No, oh my goodness. I'll say this one more time. I want you to do the first 5 in every question. Right. That's it.